So we covered a lot of famous and popular lenses. Sigma 35 2470, GM 2485 135. But there is one lens which most of beginners might buy as their first lens when they start filmmaking photography with Sony. So today what I'm going to talk about is this Sony 28-70mm f3.5 to 5.6 kit lens. How's it going, people? Welcome back to another new episode of The Gears, and thanks for tuning in again. Oh, I've waited so long to say this word, The Gears. Come on, what a nice word. So, this is a kit lens for Sony A7 III. When you buy Sony A7 III, there are two options. One of them is buy camera body and other lens individually. And another one is buy kit lens set. But if you don't know anything about lenses, it's kind of difficult to pick up the one lens. But this kit lens set is very kind and friendly to start, because you can start to shoot anyway as soon as possible. So definitely it's cheaper than buy camera body and other lens individually. But what we want to know is this that good? Can we shoot cinematic B-roll or short film with this? Street photography with this? So today I'm going to talk about if this lens can be in your option or not. So from now, I'm going to focus on three major points. First, the look, how it looks and how I feel about it. Second is autofocus, how fast is this? And third is image quality, how sharp is that? Okay, first, the look. So first thing I noticed is the size and weight. This weighs 295 grams. And the filter thread is 55 mil. By the way, filter thread. I don't like this word, filter thread. Anyway, it's very light and easy to carry. So what you can do with this size and weight is some tricky shots. Like this shot, hide this lens in a drawer, open it and shoot when you're doing from inside. And you can casually bring this out for vlogging, street photography, traveling. This weight doesn't let you stressed out at all. And zoom ring is solid, but focus ring is a little bit loose. Maybe this is because I've been using this for so long. And the surface is, I think it's plastic. Definitely it's not like G Master or Sigma metallic luxury look. It doesn't have that feel. It looks kind of cheap, but in total the build quality is not that bad actually. I've been using this for almost a year, but it's still doing alright. It didn't break once. So I could say this build quality is reliable enough. So next one is autofocus. So this time I tested AF speed at each focal length, 28, 50 and 70mm. Because the aperture is closing as you zoom in. It's 3.5 at 28mm and 4.5 at 50mm and f5.6 at 70mm. So first 28mm, it was 0.6 second average, and 50mm is 0.5 second average, and 70mm is 0.7 second average. So What do you guys think? I think this autofocus is damn fast. Wow, it's just kit lens, but this autofocus speed, the way it focuses is very smooth, not weird, and it doesn't get lost. And also this continuous AF and face tracking is good. Well, this autofocus ability is one of the reasons why I'm still using this. When I vlog and casually film something, this is just perfect. But when it's dark, this autofocus doesn't work well. Sometimes it's super slow and it gets lost. It doesn't work as well as daytime. Well, I think that's the money talks part. But in general, this autofocus ability is more than its price tag. Okay, last one is image quality. So here's each focal length. First 28mm. Well, this is still considered as wide angle. The image is not curved, but wide enough to get a lot of information in it. Next 50mm. Good standard focal length, very easy to handle. And 70mm, the image got some depth in it. The camera setting is same through all focal length, but like I said, this lens is closing aperture as we zoom in. We're losing exposure. So I guess this is one of weak points of this lens. Well, those footages was shot in daytime, so there is no influence by that, but probably there are some in nighttime. But let's talk about later. And when it comes to this moving aperture problem, you'll think about bokeh, right? So here's bokeh difference among those focal lengths. Well, actually, even though the aperture is closing as we go 70mm side, the telephoto side, the amount of bokeh isn't that different. Because also, as we go 70mm side, telephoto side, the image is getting depth in it. So we're not gonna lose bokeh that much. Don't worry. So next is sharpness. So I don't know what you guys think about this lens, but I think it's doing alright. Well, the image is clean enough and it has minimum requirement. Like this, the texture of this tree is depicted well. And we can see small details like dust in this photo. The image looks sharp at the first glance. But when we deep dive into the sharpness, we can see some bad things. First, when we crop the image, it's low res. It's not that I cropped so hard, the image doesn't look clean or sharp anymore. And second, the distant objects tend to be blurred, and the edge of those buildings have weird purple fringe. But when you use this lens casually, this lens does a good job for us. It's not like this is total trash. Okay, there is couch here, and I, threw this away. And I thought I missed. Damn. It's not like, this is total trash. Opposite. This price and size and weight, but this sharpness. Depends on how you think. So next is color and dynamic range. Well, the color comes out strong. It's not punchy like Sigma or G Master or Zeiss. It's different, but the color is heavy and contrasty. I think there are not so many stops in the color. Sometimes when I color grade S-Log2 footage and develop raw footage, I think okay, I want more color range. But look at these. Leave technical things aside. What do you guys think about this? When I started to use Sony A7III, I was also using this lens and I was like, wow, can I get this quality from this? Wow, I had no complaint about it. I was just surprised what I got with those gears. Now I know other expensive lenses, so I think dynamic range is narrow and sometimes shadow is crashed and highlight is blown out. Like I said, the color is heavy and contrasty, but the balance is not right. Not good. Expensive lenses have right balance on those. But still, to me, the color produced by this lens is awesome. There was a moment that I want to capture in front of me, and I could do that as I wanted to. By the way, I shot those Western Japan. That was beautiful. So whether this color and dynamic range are satisfying depends on your stage you're in. At least I used to be satisfied with this, but not now. You know why. So next one is portrait. So first, skin tone. Well, actually skin looks pretty good. I mean, it's pretty much same as real one. It's not weird orange or magenta, blue, green. But huge problem is sharpness. I think it's too soft and mild. But in other words, if you like some a vintage and old look style of photography, this sharpness is enough. I mean, it's perfect because you don't want to make it that sharp in that style. Well, that's why I edited it in that way this time. But generally, I like real look photography which requires high level sharpness. That's why I like Sigma. And with this lens, things are not going as I wish, but definitely there is some feel where this lens can do good job. Okay, last one I'm gonna talk about is low light ability. So low light ability makes the price difference loud and clear. First of all, maximum aperture is 3.5. It's not enough in dark place. We have to bring the ISO up, so the image will be kind of dusty and noisy. In filmmaking, to me, ISO 2000 is maximum. When it's over, useless. But in photography, it was okay with around 5000 ISO. Plus, like I said, the color is heavy and contrasty and dynamic range is kind of narrow. Those sounds like negative. But depending on a style, those negative can turn into positive. I was doing night, rainy day, street photography with this lens. It was so much fun. You know, because dynamic range is narrow, shadow and the highlights are clearly separated. Very contrasty look. Strong shadow and bright light. Personally, I love that. But be careful, like when there is no light, like in a forest or mountains. I don't know what's gonna happen, but probably totally useless. Okay, almost there. Let's jump to the conclusion. Okay, conclusion is, considering all aspects of this lens can be in your option. If you want to start to shoot immediately, get this kit lens set. So I reviewed this lens with my feedback and actual footages. But first, what's the intro B-roll again? It was shot on only this lens and A7 III. I am so satisfied with the results I got. What I wanted to tell through that B-roll and this review is, everything depends on your mind, your creativity, your imagination. How you make, shoot, edit, they can make up the lack of gear quality. Of course, you need to have minimum requirements, and I suggest this for that. Don't wait until you get perfectly ready. Start today, not tomorrow, because we're not gonna get ready forever. Okay, this is it. If you have any question about this lens, don't hesitate to leave the comment below. And if you have any requests for next gears, also leave the comment below. So today's topic is pretty much it, and thank you for watching this video. If you like this gear, show me a thumb and then hit the subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. I just wanna